I found myself bound within a concavity that was foreign in its aspect as well as its pallor. I fell under the influence of a grave certainty that my situation was as dire and untoward as any plight in human history. I began to come into my own as a crow deity, expelling live worms from both my beak and my cloaca simultaneously, hence the expression, "Here come the goose grease." And when I felt myself grow slick and sinuous and sinusoidal, I knew my adenoid knows no bounds and my nasal pharynges are not less than. I'm not less perfect than Laura in otherworldly words. But my corvid carapace was still lodged, sinews or no, and the live worm bath neither saturated nor satiated me. I would have to become as the biblical epics of prior epochs, raining a pox down on both your houses to get a dog to stuff his snout in my trousers. It's what gravity rain can do if it doesn't spell poorly at school. Even a one-semester spelling deficit can amount to a horrendous chain of knock-on events leading to a little trouser schnauzer who doesn't know how to handle a howitzer. And how is your mother by the by? And the training, Susan spins backwards, but she isn't lazy. Do you fork the bordello weasel, or have you opted for the daily driver? Official out on the type. It's blood O negative and piss A positive and dookie wo Nelly, and it was a disgusting type all around. Different boxes filled with bile and bladders, and you think, what a good machine to wash dishes with. Lymph oozing out of little sacks in your armpits all day, and you think, this is the image of God himself. We have to take tassels in the barnyard out back and stuff them down the outhouse, tanning hides and bruising ditches with a switch of the birch, or sometimes just a buckle bell bashing their brains out the back of their shins with shiny bicycle spokes that speak for themselves. Peak and see elves, and count 6 past the 12s until they are 2, 2, 10, 20, and not the right order for savings on your long-distance phone Euler calls. Cellular walls and unspellular claws. This is how we go back into the crib in the distance and shackle our pants to the wall, so we don't draw away to Vermont in the dead of the night. Angular sprays of foam flecking our manly beard as we lumberjack all the oxen into the trees. Because we don't seem to be getting anything in the right order today. Fully ordained fresh fish, fillet, Willy Winky, but he gets blinky in the starshine because he never had the form filled out proper. He waxed on before he waxed off. And Mr. Wax and Wayne revealed himself to be a form of lunar Batman, swooping down like an owl to be on the cover of some 1980s band nobody wants to admit to once having liked. That's what this whole thing reminds me of. A future embarrassment to great-grandchildren not yet conceived, but also very, very certain of their own place in the scheme of things. We reconvene daily over Brussels and sprouts and loud gongs, destabilised by laden carnivore festival before dawn's early dusk each evening in Prague. And then the Sydney desk calls me from the future in a prehensile, post-tensile establishment of Fundament Wilson and Fundament Jones, and fundamentally the same discernible onion left trace irons in Minsk for a turtle's breakfast worth of salacious tax scandals and steamed Billy equations that only very rarely total up proper. I have a noodle in one arm and a ham Newton in the other. It's not a cookie, it's luncheon and cake. We parked our baskets sideways only once, and the toils that then sounded ground us like coffee grains into the meat prison of our ugliest dreams and our lost unsaleable inventory. I spin a chair in my jail, and only the church mouse came to see. I hate a pylon driver, but my klaxon can't run under its own power and must needs be included in an electrical circuit that can only be closed under court of law. But recent FOIA requests spend truth in advertising, and still samples in common with the lawyer were under the weather and thus undetectable to radar. Vince has spun out of the latest wincing clutter of muffin snakes in the herpetological bakery. It was 1 ounce fakery with a dash of crack cocaine that really got him out of bed in the morning. He was the hypothetical head of thoracic medicine in his cranial cavity, but the wider world saw him as more of a hearse in waiting, as he would hearse and then rehearse again the things he was to say on stage. He could fly into the rage at the press of a handle, but he would fly back on like a dove each night, cooing at the moon and cursing his cloaca as it burned with a mighty infestation that originated with lizards, as this was, as I have mentioned, the herpetological bakery. And not one more had passed its most recent municipal health inspection. The mite issue was but one of many, sad to say. Poor Birdykins has a bleeding bladder full of gizzard parasites known only to a handful of specialists. But that which is poorly understood is nevertheless capable of befouling any avian orifice, it should suffice to say. The ganglion were broken up by the police, tasked forcelian and taken by force to the Jallion, to be held in cellion, bellions of days, being locking up keywords for swelling they drogas to the Mericus. Youth. It's been noted, lurv droogies and schnarking dwoggles and schmirking woggies and dwoggles. Cleef Billison, Sweef Oladur Leilu.
Hello, anti-alive from the Tonal Inferno's opening refuse bin, which refuses to be encoded in binary. Spinal dromedary in a grain silo disguised as a missile canteen. I canted my horse at Dutch angles and swung from the noose like a loosed arrow and got goosed for my efforts in a velvet bellhouse. My family couldn't keep up upkeep on and thus fell into arrears. And we sprang back and fell forward and then fall. Fashion fails, flaunted and flouted, floundered in a foundry of font fossils, out well past the edge of frontable deniability. Did denizens deign to dab their napkins, thus wise at each edge of every angelic footfall in fundaments crisp clouds lining my pancakes? J'ai un bec de canard profondément recouvert de réservoir d'énergie dans lequel la créature conserve chaque accessoire de sa propre damnation infernale. Un cyborg à bec de canard qui m'amène des déprivations en vidant ses vapeurs chimiques dans une campagne flétrie. Take a peek into my skeek blinkers. They are one tweezer away from a wheel wiggler per day. On a stock market for advanced vaccinations and reuse clarinets in search of a story. Not so much a sporadically sporulating spork socket, transferring gigabits of raw, manual ROM and Jackery Doma shipping /fic. It's a fickle fate when you fictionalize dates between evil and Satan, or jerky and bacon. And then you find out the whole thing is embroiling you in a Microsoft Works macro that doesn't. You're no more corn on the cob than you are a mule and a log, a Yule tide sled, a surfboard, and a jog past the hills and bail, past the dell and the Dale posted bail on the Yale yard, pocketing hail to analyze back in the best spit graphimeter. Inflict commentary beeper, honk honk. You're a dirty sleeper. You drool piss and you're always saying neep neep nurr between your wheezes. You're a dirty blusky bleasel, flandelet sweeches. I got a losses around panin. Earthens when you grit growth. Lusturmy blondes. Yea, plunduriawarans. Greased nern bliso. Bernurnur. Dreepsul. Fleabut. Bernurnur. Bleaput. Ut. What? Förlorant. His nam is Vlad. Vlad, yea, pretty, yeah, good. And all good is God, he hates. He aids that you're born He turns ye tunnel infernal bevel weevil carnival tatty ult descent king of Moideran popul nothing but that's his dweevil he even believing invading.
They call Moo Crow Slay Globins. These Henry Bumps. Heel Bwimps were naughty. Weast had a slick stew strewn about, but he gored a wool friggered out and denned be cruz oil never spleet burt. He hadidity. Quinty. Eat he. And hey do. We hate when pain is harpurning undo the world. We all hated in them pain harpooning in the whirly. Ooh, 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 it's two-way. Do many girlies. We hate all deep in the world, every squiggle in der world, all the Blitzen, all the Gwirl, the hath Gwiggins, Earl Yeep, hand and cern in Murpur sweep, sweep, burgoo, woo, squain, bleed each line, woo, boo, me. And boomids, it girt dish woom, in myrrh, terserlit, twamp wishder, and slap, slaughter, crap bought her, here's oni, skirt muddies, and blurt grundies, glesh, shrash, touche, and beamer gleast, deist as wise we girt discoise. Ski grumble done, gwumble doom, gwunkles doom, dwen out or shoulder, flinky, wing cruise crumb, de quum, glampun, indy fay, fur, the diddle, but I don't pretend, D, doy, this doy, P, prule, crumman, orp, like, or shit, boidle, broiler, boame, arogi slush, shrummy, Weaver, Dwave, Moy Satyrs, Borlandmore Perter, Twos, and Gleamies Guatted, Tweet, Draw Roundies, Marslitus is a Clesic, Vlesic form or Prickles, Dirts or Ixtu, Quisby, Vronk, Shreen Mashankis, Dwazer, and Derpbe. Hast do Morgoyes, Gui Glona Gurn, Dependent Sugarfra, Irt, und Furliet, Yameshlan, Schlor Plut, Yadi, East, Blastener, Gombute, Haslid, Whittle, Sheep, Brainy, Blandity, Gwainst Hairs, Taster Noper, Goist Ploy, Turning, Nonary Nuns, Bragging Dare Bunyan, Yon Purse, like twir, a doggy wort wagglies, wriggles twilses.
Save your baby. Earth told it. Say
is you. Heute der Heart, Bert is hard, your heart, succeed, safer, more built, for murder. Heute, for my heute, blurm, die permstürnt. Das Haus wird mal me lurfin die worm. That's all die lurf. I has die blurm, pon me heute. With the dirt Maggie's craft. Bum, boy. That movie. Girls were firm. Body, blood, people me 12 wells and points species reader school winches blazed and Waited strange Lorster and Lorster weak Gerzimer Hoid weeds and frim blurred Praise, Bloid of Brumpets and Splunklin Woodies, Dermer, Body, Buffering Crows, Twingles, Gorst, more Starnine, more hurt blurts, Pure, Fur, Frieger, Mayor Turncern, Burkers, Herm Ulwos, Streams, Loike, Real, my land, Wump, more hot prinker ladies, Lurker, Croffy, Pergalur. Dirt with Frinnerger within it, stir turns, blurred, enter a mother curd, winner worm spurns it, lurdy, blurdy, splurdy, sport not, hot brawlerns, burkries, dry, rin, priest, grunkles, schwankers.
Basted first and friendly with my Earth magnet, a plaque on my wall about the plague-ridden planet was planned out for Jupiter Freets, but Spanish Spain came in close, 14th dimensional, chess spider pincher basket weaving otter salesman, training a patch of hair on his head and face to become a violent porch poodle, and he whittled down his ham salmon within a parameter of its declension protocol, but every reverberating echo was the sound of a different slamming vault locking its hatchets shut, ready to fling them into the underwear drawers of the dotted line of the dresser, dumpling bumpers and crumping brisket, caking sail shaft owner of personal dash line twist, Dalt clam, or so he claims. Cree, he, hew, who, he, ho, who day, queen. He clipped in with a wobble bobber on the end. Oh, yeah.
He's wait, slow twips, full, blabable line, and Blaine, whole grain, sweet, shits and away me, Wamily, pluck weeb win weagle, greased breeze tall harv, half of the dirty blessedy vringer, plangle, sure, schwingishaw, I had crisped linen lining, my token chosmork, Poetzelquimba, winkmernt, chweest, no irons quenched fungal. He doesn't seem to think so, as his aardvark essence distills into generic orchids perched on the porch like one of those praising mandrakes that eat their mother's young before they even have the chance to be Bernard de murmurs ovipositor, where so tis posited, bariste creme d'orlay, chrome durley, bween bertle freester glom durek gwistles, oi Heidi mer blaby bernie, I glurt bernie dur dina sawyer sleaze usha slayer hoover blemmer blaster.
Hello and live from the Tarnal Inferno's opening refuse bin, which refuses to be encoded in binary, spinal dromedary in a grain silo disguised as a missile canteen. I canted my horse at Dutch angles and swung from the noose like a loosed arrow and got goosed for my efforts in a velvet bell house my family couldn't keep upkeep on, and thus fell into arrears, and we sprang back and fell forward and fall fashion, fails flaunted and floundered in a foundry of font fossils out well past the edge of froggable deniability. Did denizens deign to dab their napkins thuswise at each edge of every angelic footfall in fundament's crisp clouds lining my pancakes? J'ai un bec de canard profondément recouvert de réservoirs d'énergie, dans lequel la créature conserve chaque accessoire de sa propre damnation infernale. Un cyborg à bec de canard qui marmonne des dépravations en vidant ses vapeurs chimiques dans une campagne de flétrie. Take a peek into my skeek blinkers. They are one tweezer away from a wheel wheedler per day on a soft market for advanced vaccinations, and read used clarinets in search of a story. Not so much a sporadically sparlating spork socket transferring gigabits of raw Emmanuel RAM and Jack Credomer shipping /fic. It's a fickle fate when you fictionalize dates between evil and Satan, or jerky and bacon, and then you find out the whole thing is embroiling you in a Microsoft Works macro that doesn't. You're no more corn on the cob than you are a mule and a log, a Yuletide sled, a surfboard, and a jog past the hills and bail past the Dell and the Dale-posted bail on the Yale yard, pocketing hail to analyze back in the best spectrography meter in flectometary beeper, harnick hark. You're a dirty sleeper. You drool piss and you're always saying neep neepner between your wheezes. You're a derndy blursky bleasel flandlit sweeches. I guard a lar sterny fans. When you grit grow, Alice's sturmy blarns. Yea, plundery, your worms. Grease, nern bleasel, burner, nur drizzle, flibbut, bruner, nur vlibbut, oot, oigert, burler, has nam east, vlad, ki, pretty, year, god, and gord, is god, he hates that you're burn, he durns ye to Tarnal, Infernal, Beevil Weevil, Kearney Woolwort, Tate Hurst, Dees King of Moy, Duran Poi Pull, Nerfern Bird that's Dweevil. Hey, even Burley, invading. Bad Weeble, Der Queeps, Whoa, Shrek, Shore, Quelt, Gwassin, Concerning, Wayne, more, Witten Works, more, Vervener, Vleem Vroom.
Wimmer, Hoish, our Savior, baby, Myrrh, Hoyt, First Holy Birth, you see, Holt und Hart, Ark, a bird, East Hart, Turherv, Urhart, Susie, Safer, Muhr, Belt, Dorfer, Mer, even Der, Hoy, Fur, Moihoy, Blurp, Blurp, Die Blurp, Firps, Ishpits, How's Earth, Mag, it me, Lurv, Howler, Lurv, Eerie, D, Worm, that's all, Lurv, I have Colo, Blurm, Blurm, May Hoid, Hoid, Dirt, May Gaze Row, Bump, Boink, that Woolsey, Word, Fur, Boldy, What do feet, Mer, Boy, Current, Dir, Mowgli, Boer, Meat, Tweak, a Tween, Flex, Urgent, Tweak, Swishy, Briskly, Worry, Dirtle, and Coach, when she's bleached it to Uncook, Boy, Dirla, Bleedle, Strange Lorster, and Lor Starnan, Boy, Cursa, Mer, H, Hoid, Boys, Twim, Frim, Mer, Bloyd, Blurred, Prumphreys, Bloyd, Trumpets, and Splunklin Boody, Burt, Der, Mirror, Body, Boof Shringu, Shingle Pingles, Gorse, More Sterning, Mer, Hurt Blurts, Fly your Fur, Frigur, Emergence here, Bukurzis, Her, Oats, Streams, Lucas, Lloyd, Or, Hail, Mayan, Wump, Boop, More, Hot, Prinkerladders, Loker, Croffy, Lur, Distinction, Dwit, Vrenner, Gur, within it, Dirt turns Mur, Blurred inter, a mutter, Herd, Winner, Warren spurns it, Lurdy, Mur, Blurred, East, Blurdy, Spayworton, Out, Hot, Brawlerms, Burkritz, Dwath, Rang, Breast Grunkles, Schwankers,
Lurv, ye won't hoity yard sea wool. Say your baby. Mer hoited first, holy bur you. Say see yo. Hoyt, unstart, arcs, Burkeast, hard, herb, heart. Surcease, firmer belt, firmer, hoity, firmoy, hoity, blurp, de-blurdy, perps, that's house, megamicular, how, nerving, D, worm, that's all de-nerve, has de blurm, blurm, pun me hoity, hoy the dirt, Maggie's roof, bump, boink, that woovy girls, pun fern, body, wadley, boy, current trinket, hemoglyph, knees, twig tween, wells, tweet, Fishy West, Lee Worried Earl, Squinchies Bleezed It, Tweederly Weedle, Stretch Lors, Stir and Lorsten, Inbreakers, Hoid, Bleed, Plam, Frim, Bloyd, Blurred Prumprees, Bloyd Prumpets, Split Woodies, Lady Bitty, Shingle Twingles, Gorse Morsterny, Hurt, Blurts, Puori Furriger, my Ortern, and Mercurses, Herm, Always, Streams, like Real, Magnan, Bump more out, Prinker, ladies, lurk, Croffy, Dwit, Frinnerger, Widden, Dirt, turns blurred, in her, a mother, curd, winner, spurns it, lurdy, blurred, yes, blurdy, all talked, brawlers, tries, Wyrian, Priest Grunkles, Schwankers,
Waddle and Blaine, Bloxbury, never came to rue Murkwa Bert when she deed. She wrecked Tiff White Waterencies. Rith Rotsa Patsta for their boorish haggling on the moon, and we burnt the crisps on the wire. And if we short out these features in a fully featured modern glamper van for teeth and basement bins of bumper cars that goats have slithers, and thresh presenting and grest. These slissy sliscores cores durstening have clonated mine armies, again me. So I went out to sea when it girt wheel and greel, and we bleed him all under a blog hander, and the weegram tweenure, salubriated with Pfizer, blinder, and binder gosjet. Scrod a bling, drangly, murky, derndy, shorky, bleast. Heating Boris Glastern, he dormy flaste. Based yerdla blanky shrinky, me you. Dungle Grankin squad and floor she and mine. Life syrup pert glort. Vorken training might. We crowel endure cleast. Bert Norst. Bleasty butted quiem staindelbeen. I have hard work toiling when I stretch my league age too. Measure mine only, flexi wick dur, so arc. Of fleam earned, so might bloody fwidders chlorsteamed. Wangle Bert. I have a nozzle, ristenure, dweest blair. A floggy noit. Chazdarzel. No, but my Fleckner dwindled as the schnozzle and dwingull drosining. Why can't I flame up with the real words in the erstwhile affirmation of the dork weasel, and catch basket filled up to the stack with the crust, and the leavening of the trained donk with the drained donkey stitch with the praised wheat flam nickel and dirty weed thraz crystooling and drite combinictics. Had a micro soap bauble and crackle dabbings for ears grave Nortmoon and gliss canyon blade forest of spline and ghost. And if we don't prop erp, Dwenny's gorntagwet, gouache for swish and fleesh, and kittle me, ivy and driddle me, wivy woo, goose and gauze and guizernet, geets and waddle me wivy roo, pwiddle merbiddle unit all of me grit, guidle me gruddle me goose,